Have you ever accomplished something you've been working hard towards, and instead of just sitting in it, savoring the moment, looking back over your accomplishment and really enjoying it, you just move on? Like maybe you take a moment to acknowledge it, or maybe you even go out for a celebratory dinner or have a little cocktail with a friend to celebrate, but you really don't feel the accomplishment. Well, that's what I want to talk about in today's video because this is something that I have noticed about myself for years now. And I feel like it's something that comes along with being an ambitious and driven woman. And maybe you can relate or resonate with this. So that's what I want to talk about in today's video, because if you saw yesterday's video, I am at the 50. Yesterday, I was at the 50-day mark. Yesterday was day 50 of this 100-day YouTube challenge that I am on. And to say the least, like, that's a big accomplishment. Like, showing up every single day on YouTube for 50 days, that is an accomplishment. And being that I have already noticed this about myself, like not being able to really celebrate and not just perform the act of celebrating, but actually feel the accomplishment in my body, is something that I was very intentional about stopping and savoring the moment. Of course, I had a little celebratory moment, but in addition to just performing the act of celebrating, I actually did a little bit more to have the celebration for me to be able to sit in it and really feel it in my body. And I've always been ambitious. Again, that's why I'm having these types of conversations over these 100 days and just talking about my burnout story and how I grew up as the eldest daughter, just always being responsible, always being capable, always ambition was just rooted deeply in me, in my DNA. And that's why I'm having these conversations. So I've always been a very driven person, and been able to accomplish things, many things, and just being like, yep, okay, done. Now what's next? Okay, accomplishment done. Okay, now what's next? Like not really taking the time, not really. And even when I did take the time, not really, again, like truly sitting in it and feeling that accomplishment in my body. So perfect example, just a few personal examples of me doing this over the years. So I remember graduating with my master's degree. Now, first of all, girl, I didn't even want to get that master's degree. It was something that my dad really just kind of encouraged me to go back to school and get. So I went and got my MBA, and remember being at the graduation and, achieving this big accomplishment, because it's no small feat to, get your MBA. It requires a lot of work and a lot of effort. But me just kind of looking at that degree, and especially because, at graduation, you don't get the actual degree. They will mail you the degree. So it was like twofold. Like at the graduation, I was just like, okay, like let's move on. And then when the actual degree was actually mailed to my home, I was just like, okay, whatever. And again, that's like such a big accomplishment. And I went to dinner with my parents and things like that, and we celebrated. But again, I really didn't feel it in my body. And similarly, over the years and promotions and personal accomplishments, buying my home and just even small accomplishments, like the way that I've been able to truly stay consistent and rooted in my beliefs around rest and transforming my life in that way, and not being swayed, but still being committed to how I know I want to live my life. Like even small accomplishments like that. Well, I guess that's not a small accomplishment, but any accomplishment, just really not feeling it in my body, because being such a driven person, it's almost like, okay, if I put my mind to something, I know that I'm going to do it. So me doing it really isn't like a surprise or a shock or whatever. So, okay, we did it. Now what's next? Like not really sitting in it. Even with writing my book, like I set out to write the book. Again, I made the commitment to write the book. Took me 1 year to write the book. I launched the book. I had a beautiful lunch with a friend on the actual day my book was launched. It was beautiful. And by that time, because that was just last year, I've gotten a little bit better at sitting in the accomplishment and feeling it in my body. But those are just some things where I'm just using as an example where, you would perform the act of celebrating by like going out, spending time with friends or family, all of the things that we do, as Americans to celebrate, eating, drinking, whatever the things, maybe taking trips and things. Oh, I did do that too. I just taking a trip. I gifted myself a ski trip when I graduated with my master's degree. So that was fun. Now that was fun. But just all the things that we do to perform the act of celebrating, but not really taking the time to feel it in our bodies. And I know I'm not the only one who does this. Like, I know I'm not. And again, that's why I'm talking about it, because when you're used to achieving, like I said before, you really don't pause once the achievement is completed. You just move on to the next one because it's just, okay, we checked the box, we're moving on, and we're thinking about what's next. And again, I just wanted to have this conversation today because it's something that I noticed about myself. So I'm sure maybe you can resonate. If you can, let me know down in the comments. Some of the things that I have been doing to get better for me of like feeling the celebration, like with this 50-day of YouTube, like this is completely like outside of my comfort zone. Again, this is why I'm doing this challenge. It's a personal development challenge. It's a visibility challenge. So for me to show up here every day on YouTube for 50 days, that's a big accomplishment. And again, once I set out to say, I'm going to do these 100 days, now I'm going to show up. When I put my mind to something, I'm going to do it. But just taking the time to look over all of the content, all of the videos that I posted from day 1 to day 50, just really look at them, look at the topics that I talked about, looked at the topics that were planned, look at the topics that weren't planned, looked at how women like you resonated with them, and just really sat in that. And when I told a colleague about me doing this challenge, and she checked up on me actually yesterday to see like how things were going. And I was like, yesterday was day 50. She was like, girl, that is fire. Like, you should be proud of that. Congratulations. And I think that also helped with allowing me to sit in that, because understanding that other people would have given up, by now. And I can look at that over many of my life's accomplishments. Again, earning my master's degree, although there's many women out here, probably you as well, who's gotten higher education, continuing to get degrees and certifications. Writing my book, and actually me writing it, no ghostwriter, no AI, no nothing, writing the book. Everyone, isn't doing that. But again, it could just be little things like carving out time for yourself, or ensuring that what you set out to create for your life, you're doing it. Even if it's carving off time, just for you to be you, just celebrating that, especially if it's something that has been a challenge for you to do before. And what I'm realizing is when you don't take time to notice, this is the thing. And again, why I'm just being even more intentional about, in addition to performing, the acts, the celebrating, the little desserts and the trips or whatever your little thing is to celebrate. what I'm noticing is when you don't, when you don't take time to really acknowledge what you've completed and really sit in it and feel it in your body, it creates a space of where you never feel like it's enough. Like you never feel like you've done anything. Like you feel like nothing fills you up. And that has been the unlock for me. And again, why I wanted to have this conversation, because if you're not taking time to celebrate all of the things, I mean, the days we are living in now, we need to be celebrating just making it to another day. Thanking God for his grace and his mercy and just celebrating making it to another day. And I just feel like for me, I've realized that when you don't take the time to really sit in it and feel it in your body, you're creating space for a hole that can never be filled. So if there's something that you're currently working on, that you've completed recently, that you've achieved recently, even if you want to go back and take some time to reflect on the things that you've accomplished and just take the time to acknowledge them, even if they're small, and not just do something to celebrate it, but really finding a way to like just sit in it and like feel the celebration in your body. Yeah. I'm glad I'm having this conversation today because, again, it's something that I've realized about myself over the years, and being consciously aware of it is something that I'm actively working on. But because I am such an ambitious woman, I feel like it's something that I will always have to be aware of and continue to practice until it becomes something that I am able to embody. Which I know will be a challenge for me because I am the type of person that will achieve something and just move on to the next thing. So if you're someone who's always moving, always achieving, just like me, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you actually allowed yourself to feel that accomplishment, to really sit in it, and to really acknowledge it in a deeper way? If it's been a while, I want to invite you to do it like I am doing. So we'll be in this together. And yeah, let me know if this resonates with you in any way. If so, let me know down in the comments. Give this video a like. I'm Erica Prevail, and I share daily conversations helping ambitious, driven, capable, responsible women rework their relationship with ambition, capacity, rest, and creativity. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.